Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture.
And I'm Cesaro.
And yes, we haven't gone to bed yet following the Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
I've been up for about 36 hours. This sucks.
But worry not, because this is the news.
Man, it's comfortable on this couch. I could fall asleep.
No. Right, we start with the fallout from the Royal Rumble match, and that is 2 title changes and the 2 winners.
Spoilers, actually. If you're watching a wrestling YouTube video after the Royal Rumble, you can't complain about spoilers anyway, so shut up.
2 title changes and the 2
you.
winners of the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches have been revealed, of course. Seth Rollins won the men's Royal Rumble match, last eliminating Braun Strowman. He went in pretty early, put in a good showing, got put through a table by Bobby Lashley. The final 4 were Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Andrade, and Dolph Ziggler. Knowledge.
It was fun when he came out in number 28, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, better than number 30.
Yeah.
After Braun Strowman got rid of Andrade and Dolph Ziggler, it was down to the 2 of them, a good little back and forth battle, and it ended up with Seth Rollins hitting a curb stomp on Braun Strowman on the apron. Braun Strowman fell to the outside. So Seth Rollins is your winner of the men's Rumble match. And surprisingly, the women's Royal Rumble match was won by Becky Lynch. But I know what you're thinking, Andy Murray. Wait, she wasn't in the match. No, she replaced an injured Lana, who got injured on the pre-show. We'll get to that in a second. Who came out at number 28. Becky Lynch came out and went, can I have her spot? And apparently Finlay has the authority to just say, yep.
Royal Rumble general manager, Finlay.
In you go. The final 3 were Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch eliminated Nia Jax, who then attacked her on the outside. It all looked like it was going to be Nia Jax injuring Becky yet again. But Becky fought her way back in and eliminated Charlotte Flair. She wins the Women's Royal Rumble match, and we cannot wait to see who she challenges. Probably going to be Ronda.
Funny that she didn't challenge someone after the match like Asuka did last year, but then I guess they didn't have a Ronda Rousey debut segment to account for.
And it probably should have been the last match of the night. But anyway, the other 2 things you need to know about from the Royal Rumble are the 2 title changes. That was the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Yes, it actually happened. The Miz and Shane McMahon defeated The Bar. And
The Miz, wearing his own Shane McMahon t-shirt, might we add.
Love it. Not only that, but a 49-year-old man hit a quite good shooting star press.
Did a good job.
On
Cesaro.
For the victory for Miz and Shane McMahon. They all celebrated on the outside. Crowd was popping. And they celebrated with Miz's dad. So that was a nice little touch. And the other title change that you need to know about happened on the pre-show. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Rusev to reclaim his United States Championship. Rusev had a coming together with Lana, knocked her off the apron. She did her ankle in, which led to the injury later on. And for his troubles, he got a Kinshasa to the back of the head for the 1, 2, 3. You are up to date on the Royal Rumble goings-on.
You are up to date on the Royal Rumble goings-on. So we've just spoken about titles that changed hands. Here's one that did not change hands. Ronda Rousey successfully defending the Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks.
Match of the night?
Finn versus Brock was really good. But match of the night, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, Ronda, in one of these little Fallout interviews, spoke after the successful defense, and she had a few words to say about a potential 4 horsewomen of wrestling versus 4 horsewomen of MMA match. This is obviously something that's been rumored before, but has not come to fruition. But here's what she had to say, and I will quote her. I just think the 4 horsewoman is the only real point of contention for me. Me and my friends were the 4 horsewomen before we came to WWE. It's just something that is so personal and near and dear to me and my friends, that if they held the 4s up in the same regard that we do, I would have respect for that, but for them, it's nothing but marketing. So, certainly sounds like she's trying to pick a fight with old Becky and Bayley and Charlotte and the other one.
Sasha.
That one.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks.
Well, Sasha was the one who sort of reiterated it at the end of the match by doing the 4 sign. I thought she was just saying, don't forget it was my birthday on Saturday. But
wow.
No.
All right, Dad.
It's a match we'd all love to see, obviously, but I can't help but feel they should just sit on this till a Survivor Series
It's too
in the
early.
future.
It's way too early. With all due respect, right? Ronda's amazing. Shayna's great. The other two aren't ready. If you saw, I don't know if you saw their NXT match they had on TV a couple of weeks ago, they're nowhere near the level of sheen and polish required to do a match, especially a match of this size. They need more time in the Performance Center, otherwise, a worst case scenario, someone might get hurt. I am sure Shafir and Duke can transform into great wrestlers with time, but come on, don't put them out to dry like that.
I realise we fantasy book and we look forward a lot. Is it wrong of me to say that is a match I'd love to see, considering what we've heard about Ronda Rousey possibly going away and starting a family at Survivor Series 2020?
I think so. I mean, these MMA fighters come in and they show a natural aptitude for professional wrestling. They get very good very quick. Duke and Shafir have only been training for a few months. A year and a half from now, or a year and 10 months, whatever Survivor Series next year would be, they could be really good, but they need time. It's too early.
Speaking of going head-to-head with competition...
Whoa!
That's right, no sleep. The segues are still there.
Hey, speaking of segues, do you know the guy who invented the Segway? Do you know how he died?
I do.
Drove a Segway off a cliff.
There you go.
Poetic.
The latest update, or the latest fallout from the WWE versus AEW war. That's what we're calling it.
There's definitely a war, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, goings on there, certainly.
Kenny Omega invading Raw in a tank.
is that at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view yesterday, there's been reports that WWE have been insisting, forcing fans even to remove AEW merch. There's a video online from Twitter user at Scrump_1. There's a link to it.
Scrump.
At whatculture.com if you want to go and watch it, which shows a fan being asked to remove his AEW shirt. He's on the front row.
Yeah.
Look, we've long suspected that WWE have started instigating this rule. It's not been officially announced, but they are basically saying you cannot wear AEW merch. Interesting there because he's surrounded by Bullet Club t-shirts. They seem to be fine, but it's just direct competition.
Weird that, isn't it?
You know, any advertising or accidental advertising for their rivals. It seems like WWE are already clamping down on that.
Yeah, I think it's a bit silly. You can't con people into thinking that AEW doesn't exist. Like, I can understand why they might see it as an advertisement in the front of their show, but like, someone's just coming to your show wearing a nice wrestling t-shirt. It's not like they're coming up with, like a swastika or something.
No,
you know? Like, for God's sake, why are they so insecure? They're the biggest wrestling promotion in the world. They've got all this money. They're supposedly invincible. And they're worried about Stevie, 17 years old, who just wants to wear his cool shirt he got from Pro Wrestling Tease.
I can't help but feel that if someone did the reverse when AEW starts, they aren't going to bat an eyelid.
I don't think they'll care, no.
I just think it's a lot of negative press for WWE, but... It's their house, it's their rules, I suppose.
It's a weird move. It really is a weird move, and I hope that one day they can all just get along.
Hey, why can't we just get along, eh?
Yeah, we're all friends here. We all get along. So, guess what's back?
What?
Yeah, we're going to guess it.
Has it been away for about 20 years?
It has been away for exactly 20 years. Halftime heat, baby!
Yes!
Okay, so what we're getting, obviously after, well, not obviously, not a lot of people saw this, but after TakeOver, there was a big brawl with all the big kahunas in the NXT brand. It spilled backstage. It was broken up by Triple H. Aleister Black was involved. Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Velveteen Dream. Who am I missing?
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
You say it?
Dream, Black, Ciampa, Gargano.
We'll get there.
Ricochet. He only had the best match at TakeOver,
Yes.
and we're sitting here forgetting his name. Sleep deprivation is bad. So they had a big brawl, and it has led to this. It is a 6-man tag.
Yeah.
Taking place during halftime Super Bowl this Sunday. It's going to be shown live on the WWE Network and YouTube. It is going to be the baby faces, Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, Ricochet.
There we go.
Versus Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole. That is one hell of a star-studded match. It's the first time there has been a halftime heat show in 20 years. The last one was in 1999. That was The Rock versus Mankind in a wacky empty arena brawl. And WWE were kind of funny about this. The commercial they showed said, what else are you going to do at halftime? Watch Maroon 5?
Well, yeah, you got Maroon 5.
They're pretty bad. Like,
I mean, they're not great.
Nickelback tier band, really.
Yeah, look, I cannot wait for this match. We all wanted to know what was happening following the fallout from TakeOver. And look, if we get the match sooner, fantastic. Look, we want to see what's going to happen going forward with Gargano, with Ciampa, with Ricochet, with Cole, with everyone basically involved in this. And yeah, I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl on Sunday. It's going to be the LA Rams versus New England Patriots. And at halftime, if you're stuck with something to do, that is going to be a bloody brilliant match.
I would watch it, but I am too stupid to understand the NFL. I take your word, it will be very good, because I don't want to start one of those soccer versus NFL debates, because they suck.
Should we move on to our wrestling questions for today?
Yes, please stop my rambling.
Tweet them at us at WhatCultureWWE. Let's start with Danny Nightmare.
What a name.
Who do you feel was missing from the Royal Rumble?
Ooh, how about any good surprises?
Jeff Jarrett not do it for you?
It was fun, but it wasn't a game changer, was
yeah.
it? Yeah, like, I think that was a bit disappointing. Like, I mean, there are other people on the roster who could have been thrown in, your Chad Gables and Bobby Roodes and stuff, but they're not particularly exciting. You want to see people you haven't seen in a while, and I don't think we really got that, did we? Like, Jeff Jarrett was funny, but like, man, surely, like, I'm not his biggest fan, but Bray Wyatt would have been cool. Matt Hardy would have been fun doing some delete chants. If Kevin Owens has been cleared, I don't know if he has or not. If he's been cleared, surely he would have been a no-brainer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn here because we had some incredible talent in the ring, even though it was only a select few that you thought could probably win. Certainly the men's Royal Rumble. But I did like the fact that they gave a lot of spaces to NXT talent who obviously aren't immediately going to be called up to the main roster, but they get a lot of exposure in there. And NXT UK stars. Obviously, Pete Dunne looked fantastic in there as well. But yeah, I could have done with the odd surprise. But like the Hurricane last year was really enjoyable. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe just move the comedy spot a little bit later. Maybe don't open with it. But
yeah, it was a bit of a weird way to start, wasn't it?
I'll tell you who I feel was missing from the Rumble. R-Truth.
And Lana.
Jesus Christ, I've just remembered that ending to the Men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Chris Ryan says, how would you guys get Charlotte Flair into the main event of WrestleMania?
Oh, it's got to be stoogey, hasn't it? Because the whole point of this storyline, the whole thing that started it was that Charlotte was stealing opportunities away from Becky. She kind of weaseled her way into that triple threat match, the set off the heel turn when Charlotte won the belt, and then was like crying and the fans were like cheering and stuff. It was hilarious. I think you just do the exact same thing, honestly. Like a backdoor, a little number one contendership. She gets back into Becky's big opportunity again, but at this point the story comes full circle and Becky pins Charlotte to win the triple threat. I think that's a nice way to cap it. Just give her like a stupid number one preferential treatment angle.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of discussion about something happening perhaps at Elimination Chamber, but my concern with that, if you go down that route, is you're just going to cheapen the SmackDown Women's Championship even more. So I think some sort of complaint to the higher ups, let's say, could definitely do something for her. I think it's the most obvious way to do it, and the sadistic look on her face, she's made to be a heel.
Yeah, she's
Come on, just do that, bro. But Becky Lynch is going to be the one who's going to be cheered to the rafters at WrestleMania. Right, our final question comes from Matt Reed, who says, with how that match went, talking about Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar, where does Finn go from here?
Well, the way they set it up was almost as if, because he got battered after the match, obviously, Brock just
back to the
him.
mid-card with
you. See you later, new Finn. The way they set it up was almost like they wanted you to believe that maybe Finn was going to come back in the Rumble as the Demon and win the Rumble, obviously.
Do they think we're stupid? No time to put on that paint.
Yeah, I know.
No time.
Yeah, they got a point. But like, I just kind of felt like a wet fart. Maybe I worked myself into a shoot when that didn't happen. I think it's back to the mid-card, you know? Like, Brock beat him up to get whatever he lost from selling for this little fella during the match, and now I think he's just going to be the smiley, goofy, goof troop loser babyface again.
I'm going to say, hopeful of a reinvention post-WrestleMania, I think you maybe have him win the Andre the Giant thing just as a little booster at WrestleMania to give him something to do. And then you switch him onto SmackDown because that is where he would thrive. And eventually, you build and you build and you build. You have to build Finn Balor back up. We have to re-establish that not only can he transform into the Demon, but he is a legitimately fantastic wrestler when he's just being himself.
Yeah.
And you build to Finn Balor versus Daniel Bryan at a big pay-per-view. That'd
be fun.
Prince money for me. Right, should we move on to today's and finally?
Please do.
Normally with these, we have a little bit of a funny news story, or to be honest, when I came in here, I considered just saying, remember that time Nia Jax got hit with an RKO in the Royal Rumble?
619.
But the big news today that we really need to report is the fact that unbelievably, we are going to WrestleMania.
Yeah, we
this
are.
Year. The whole of the What Culture Wrestling team will be at WrestleMania 35. Yes, before you ask, that does include, of course, your friend and mine, Simon Miller. We are all going to be there for WrestleMania weekend. We cannot wait. And most of all, we should say, we're going to be able to do this because of you guys.
Absolutely.
Because of you guys watching our videos, contributing, helping us out. So I want to say thank you so much for that. And hopefully we'll see you guys at WrestleMania. Lots more information on that to come in the coming weeks and months. And thank you, by the way, to Titus O'Neill, who randomly retweeted our news video for today.
Yeah, that was a bit weird, wasn't it? Shout outs to Titus. Well, that's a nice thing for him to do, man. Lovely guy.
Always pull in for him. Just missed out on winning the Men's Royal Rumble this year.
He had a good run, didn't he?
Well, it was...
It was a run.
It was definitely was a run.
Yep.
Right, should we go to bed? Not... Well, anyway, let us know your thoughts on all of today's news stories in the comments section below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you check out our wrestling podcasts, including our Royal Rumble review, by searching for What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes or Spotify. My thanks to Andy Murray. Thanks once again to you guys for watching, and we will see you soon.